Hello, we're Legends on Paper, an eclectic group of longtime gamers with a passion for Dungeons & Dragons. We're not voice actors, professional gamers, or paid performers. We're regular people, just like you, except that we'll probably make complete fools of ourselves along the way as we attempt to have fun and entertain. If you enjoyed tonight's production, please follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our channels on Twitch and YouTube. And most importantly, don't forget to tell all your friends. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey as Legends on Paper presents the greatest adventure.
Oh, Aja, I don't know where to begin. This may be the last time I talk to you. The plan was going so well. The harbor master rented us a boat for only 50 gold and promised to give half of it back if we survived. We have Hofflins that towed us out behind their fishing boats, and they looked nervous and scared, and probably with good reason. We hadn't prepared very well, but I've been throwing chum in the water. That didn't seem to work. And then, as the dawn was burning the fog off the lake, we heard a voice just singing. I don't know who, I don't know what, but we rowed in that direction, and there was a barbarian in a boat even smaller than ours, Aja, and he seeks the giant beast too. Well, I wasn't sure what to do, so I dropped some blood overboard in a vial, and it went down. The centaur was nervous to begin with. He had actually tied himself to a barrel. I don't think that was a very good idea, because when the giant shark came up and hit the boat, he kind of went into the water, and then the shark bit him, and there was blood. Lots of blood, but the druid Kiva, she's so very brave. She jumped into the water and turned herself into a bear. I don't think that was a good idea either, but bears can swim, and she was holding her own, fighting the shark, and the new barbarian, He's thrown more than one javelin into the water and not hit anything, so I don't know what he's doing either. But the point of all this, Aja, is that we found the giant turtle. It came up and it bit the shark in half is what it did, and well, it almost killed the centaur, and it's fighting Kiva. I don't think I'm much longer for this world, Aja, and if this is how I go out, I wanted to tell you that I feel Father's magic burning inside of me. I feel the power of the Tuatha Day coming back, Aja. You would be so proud of me, but I just don't know how to let it out yet. Well, I'm sure I'll see you soon, because I feel like I'm about to die, Aja, and if I do, I will see you soon, and we'll be together again, and if I don't, then, well, then I guess we won't, but either way, if I survive this, I will pray for you, Aja, and I promise you that I will work the magic of the Tuatha Day one more time before I leave this world.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the greatest adventure presented by Legends on Paper. Tonight we begin with our party, seemingly doomed by this magnificently large dragon turtle that they've done quite a bit of damage to. It's taken quite a few blows from the bear, and Hildy, our new friend Barbarian, and to some smaller extent, the currently unconscious Centaur Diker. In any case, we left our group last episode with the dragon turtle breaching the water and rising high above the bear and getting ready to land upon not only the bear, but the boat behind it that was holding Hildy and the unconscious Diker. We'll see how that goes. There was mention of a sentinel attack that we had discussed prior to the end of last episode. However, as this is considered more of an AoE attack, the sentinel would not apply. And so, as we get into this episode, what we're going to need from Kiva and Hildy is a dexterity save, as this creature is coming out of the water and attempting to land.
Rowing the boat out of the way.
Can I see it?
Oh yeah, you can definitely see it.
Okay.
I mean, it's on top of you. You see it coming out and over you and onto the rowboat behind you.
Okay.
This thing is not hidden at all.
That was more for do I get my barbarian advantage, but yes.
Yeah, you do.
18.
Okay, so Hildy, you save.
At least a 15. Let me roll for bear stats.
Sorry, auto fail boys.
No, that's a 15.
Okay.
I don't know if that fails. Probably does.
Okay, 15 just makes it actually.
I'm going to choose not to make a save. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm unconscious.
All right. And unfortunately, the rowboat itself does not get to save.
You a strong swimmer?
And it hasn't actually been hit yet, so it still has its full complement of hit points, as low as they might be for a craft. So the two of you did make your save. Hildy and Kiva, both you made your save. So what's happening is you're not taking the full blunt of the force as it comes down onto basically the top of you, Kiva, and the small craft beyond. Unfortunately for Diker, if you are taking any damage, it's going to be an auto crit. And so, okay. All right, so the two that saved, bludgeoning force damage, a total of 21, so you're taking 10, which is half,
And I'm taking 5.
right, because of your barbarian ability. And then the craft does not get a save, and that thing, you hear it crack and splinter as the dragon turtle comes rising up and then landing, crashing upon it. Dicker, you're going to take the damage. And
I take 2 depth saving
right,
failures. Yeah.
exactly. So now you're 2 and 2, right?
Yep.
2.
Next save is if I live or die.
Yes, if it comes to that. So we'll see.
They don't cancel each other out.
Well, in the end, they do.
Yeah, in the end.
Well, yeah, they kind of do, actually. It doesn't matter.
Yes. So, yep. Unfortunately for the small rowboat, as this thing came crashing over, it just totally splintered the thing. You watch as water rushes in, and Hildy, although you made your save, you managed not to get thrown off. Both the small rowboat and Dicker are disappearing under the water underneath the body of this huge dragon turtle, which has basically just landed and ended its turn. So we're back at the top of the round. And Dicker, you are right up. This is all for all the money right here.
Ooh, make this a public roll. 'Cause this is a coin flip of destiny.
I don't like this idea.
See what we got.
Natural
Natural
20.
20.
Oh my
I'm
god.
awake with 1 HP.
Good for you. Yep, you're awake with 1 HP underneath a fucking turtle under the water.
I have no idea what's going on.
You're saying you say you're a little bit confused about what just happened, but that was an amazing roll. Holy shit! So yeah, you're alive, confused as fuck, underneath the water, submerged. It's very, very dark. You can see very clearly the scales of this tortoise above you, and you get a slight headache.
I'm trying to see through my own blood in the water.
Okay, so Hal's up next, and you see all this go on. You were fortunately not affected by any of that. What are you gonna do?
Oh, shit, my boat. I'm going to immediately jump into the water and start swimming towards the turtle.
Okay, so yeah, you jump into the water. So the turtle is literally on the space that currently is occupied by the boat. And yes, I mean, you can use an elevator if you want, but that probably puts you only about, what, 5 feet away from it. So you don't have you can jump in the water and you're right there. You can make your attack.
All right.
Oh, I'm going to try and slice at its underbelly with my great sword.
Are you going underneath the water?
Yeah.
Right, and that's very different. Now, underwater combat is different.
You're right.
So if you want to do that, you can do it, but you're going to be dealing with disadvantage.
Disadvantage, but I'm going to reckless attack, which cancels it out.
Yes. Okay.
So just a straight roll.
All right. And what are you attacking with?
This is going to be great sword. I'm just going to kind of try and.
Okay. More of a period. Okay. So then you won't have any issue with that.
Nope.
That's an 11 to hit.
11. No. So you hit it, but it's just like tink. Oh shit.
Oh.
Didn't quite penetrate.
You have to hit where the shell is now.
Oh, it's eternal. And that's going to be my turn. I'm going to be getting ready to try and climb its shell to try and grab on.
By the way, if you had a javelin left and you were to put that underwater, that would not be a weapon with disadvantage. So just so you know, I didn't give you disadvantage on the sword only because you used it more like a piercing effect. Just kind of like stabbing it up into the rather than as you would normally with slashing.
Oh wait. If the piercing is, so are you saying like the actual action of piercing is not disadvantage?
Well, if you were using a javelin.
Okay, got it.
Right,
got it.
and so no big deal.
I'll try, guys.
Smooth.
And that applies to all piercing weapons?
Although all we hear is
just certain ones like tridents, spears, javelins if they're used. So, yeah. Anything else, Hal? Do you have anything else?
I don't got any bonuses at the moment, so I'm just gonna be ready to try and like grab onto the shelf and try to.
Right, so you're staying underwater?
Kind of like cresting, like floating.
Okay, so you come back up. All right, you easily have the movement to come back up beside it if you want. And that brings up Hildy. Hildy, you're in a sinking wreckage of a boat.
Yeah.
Probably off to the side a little bit, given your deck save. So
I get that.
whatever you're holding on to is keeping you buoyant.
Hildy is going to use her last level 3 discipline. Flash heal up to 60 creatures within 60 feet. All she knows is that a turtle landed on Dakir. She hopes he's alive. I don't see it. He made a death save because he was under a giant turtle.
That's right.
Everybody is going to get 1 plus 3 hit points.
If you roll a 1 on a heal, you can re-roll it.
Oh, good.
Until you hit level 5, and then
Everybody gets 5 hit points.
Do you need line of sight for that?
no more training wheels after level 5.
Thank you.
and that takes back what I lost to the turtle.
Okay. So that was your action. Was that a bonus action?
No, that was a heal. It's full action.
Okay. No, I thought if it's like healing word, I think it's a bonus action, even for the mentalist. It's called something different.
Level 3, yeah, it's called Flash Heal.
Flash heal, right? Yeah. May want to.
Flash Heal is a bonus.
Okay.
Yes.
Now you have your action and your movement.
Okay, I'm going to try to go save my friend, the pony.
Okay.
Yeah, the Wonder Pony.
All right.
Alright. So,
Diving in.
he's under the. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no boat there.
Nope. Just the pieces that you're on.
Okay, so I'll dive in, hands outstretched.
Okay,
Hoping for some
alright.
furry instead of slimy.
My arms wide open.
So we can either use your passive or you can use an action to actually make a perception. It's up to you.
I can use an action,
Okay.
I think. So, perception check. Very dark and cold under a turtle.
And it's red. Very red.
Just
Yeah,
like that
and there's a
dice
lot
roll.
of splashing and foam and everything else going on from the impact, and not to mention, of course, all the splintered wood.
Right.
So yes, you get under there. You don't see him, but you're underneath the turtle. You think he's under there somewhere, but you don't see him yet. You do have more movement. If you want to move further, it's up to you.
I'll come back out where I can breathe.
Okay, come back out.
I look for him. I did my part.
She did.
Whoop. Oh, Sammy's dead.
Well, obligations have been met.
Okay, Kiva, you're up. And you're technically off, kind of been pushed off to the side too, so you're not literally under the turtle right now.
So all I saw was that the boat got hit. Hildy did a little dip, and the horse is nowhere to be seen.
Correct. And you would have also seen Howl jump into the water and go underneath and come back up.
I'm gonna hope that he decided that he was going to take a hit for once. I'll look for our park horse friend.
Okay, so you're going to dive under too? Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, you want to rely on perception or you want to roll a perception roll?
I feel so low.
I'll roll a perception roll.
Great.
Okay, go right ahead.
We're saving you, Seabiscuit.
I feel like a sea biscuit right now.
You see, that one is thematic and appropriate. That's
It's
a
been on
3.
that one for 6 days.
22.
22, okay, good. So obviously none of you have the ability to see underwater, so your depth or your vision underwater is, I think, half of what it normally is. So or less. It's just, and it's rough water, which obscures even more. But what Hildy couldn't see, you do. You see what appears to be Dakir trying to. His eyes open, his limbs moving, his legs churning in the water, trying to right himself. And he looks very confused, but he looks alive.
Well, that's a good thing. I would like to do what I did with Hildy the past 2 times that I've been an animal, and I'd like to scoop and move towards the boat.
Okay, so
That is, would that be a grapple in movement?
it would be if it's going to be a grapple, but it'll be. I mean, you're under this turtle. You're in the water. You just woke up confused.
Through the haze of blood, I see a bear form appear.
Or you don't see anything, you just feel claws grab you in the
Right.
darkness.
That's fine. Do you want me to make a perception check, or you just want?
No, I want to know if you feel like your character would resist being grappled.
I know what Kiva looks like at this point.
Okay. All right. So I mean,
I do glow a little bit.
Yeah.
well, it'd be reasonable. I mean, it's not the turtle grappling you.
Like I scream,
I'll give
but
you
then I
that.
realize who it is.
All right. So yeah, it's uncontested grapple. You can grab him, and where do you want to take him? Just remember, you're half movement, so whatever your movement is, plus what you have left, is now up again because you're dragging a body with you.
Movement is 40, so half.
Yeah.
That would be 10.
Well, it was half. What was it? How much did you have to? You probably had to use 10 feet to get down, to where he was, and then so 40 or 20 minus 10. You got 5 left. So basically, you can come up out of the water.
I'll be above water and have the horse on my back.
Well, you're basically
Is that how that works?
not necessarily. You're just grabbing him. You're just holding him, and so the bear has enough strength.
More like this,
Yeah, pretty much.
holding him up.
Really digging.
I'd say it's something of a bear hug.
Could be, yeah, as you like. He's not restrained, just grappled and held by you, but you're literally next to the turtle at this point.
I'm expecting it at this point, so
What's the worst that could possibly happen?
I
Anything
do
else,
not
Kiva,
like
from you?
prayers that I'm not going to be eaten by a turtle.
Okay. All right.
That's about it.
Are we winning?
So at this point, nobody's under the turtle, so you can put him back on the water level and just put you all literally.
Did we just move the boat?
That's all right. I'll just. Well,
That boat is destroyed at this point, right?
yeah, it is. The boat's just
Let me move that.
Well,
pieces of wood in the water.
Just have Hildy there, and there, that's good.
Yeah, you all are literally within
see, I'm a barbarian
5 feet
too.
at this point, every one of you. Okay, so
Your boat has a battle.
Hildy and Kiva,
I'll put.
Howl is behind it,
I was trying to be funny.
All right, so it's gonna just extend out its serpentine neck and turn and try and bite the bear. Attempting to do that, and then one of its clawed flippers are going to come out and try and rake Hildy. So we'll see how that goes. All right.
Technically, Hildy's beside it. I don't know it can see me, but I'll take it.
Beside it.
Well, remember, it came down on the boat that Hildy was in. Then she tried to dive under it. So, not like she didn't.
Not in front of it,
all I'm saying.
but kind of within the 180. So
All right.
It does have eyes on the sides of its head.
You do not have advantage to hit me this
It's weird
time.
because you think of it as a predator.
Still a herbivore.
yeah. So okay. So the claw attack on Hildy was a 25, 24.
I do
Guessing
get
that probably hits, right?
Whenever this is done, I do get a sentinel because Hildy's literally right next to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And not a terrible amount of damage. So total of 9 slashing damage against
Not
Hildy.
terrible, says the DM with infinite hit points.
Well, I'm looking at what it could be. And against Kiva, the bite attack was a 14.
Barely hits.
Barely hits the bear. Okay.
That one wasn't even a pun on purpose.
Okay, so again, that crackling electricity from its maw, as it bites you, 8. So total of 13 damage from the piercing bite itself, and then another 4 from the electrical damage or lightning damage.
I'm looking a little fucked up. And sentinel on.
Okay, so go ahead and do your sentinel. And this thing is you could see it's kind of getting ready to just project itself forward quickly.
Oh, well, if it would like to move, I would like for it not to move.
Yep, so we'll see how that goes.
I'm gonna choose to do it reckless because I could just choose to do that,
Okay.
which means that it gets advantage until the end of my next turn. That is a 22.
That's good enough. Okay, so you do hit it, which arrests its movement.
That's 5. Likely better. That's 4 plus 6. 10
Points. Okay.
10 points of slashing damage.
Okay, so as it makes an attack, it bites you and claws at Hildy. Begins to propel itself forward when you hit it with the sentinel attack, and it stops immediately, raking into the side of its neck as the head was pretty much, had bitten you at that point. As it's retracting, it just flumps flat in the water, and it opens its mouth as the head falls down into the water, and you hear this long, somewhat subdued but very bassy, just out loud and long underneath the water, and then it goes still.
I do not like the. Oh no. Oh no.
And it goes still, completely still, just floating, the shell itself floating in the water.
I do not like that.
You're out of initiative.
Is it dead?
We're up.
Now we die. I'm going to swim around to the edge to see if there any activity with the head and neck.
Okay, yes. You see it just lolling lifelessly, stretched out long. The air within the shell is what's keeping it afloat, apparently, but it appears to be lifeless.
I'm gonna knock out a couple of its teeth.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You don't have to roll. You can just knock out free action, just knock them over on initiative anyway. So you have now some turtle teeth.
I'm going to swim to the boat now. Get out of the way. Why don't we tie the turtle? Off legs! Come get us!
Actually, yeah, didn't they see that? I don't know how much of a trophy we need.
Yeah, they're still, I mean, at this point, they were chattering and hollering, and, you could hear their exclamations, their surprise, their dismay, their shock, and they were, almost like there's 4 of them, between 2 boats, as spectators to this whole thing going on, dead silent. and you just see them all just staring at you guys and this turtle floating. You call to them.
Once we get to the boat, I'll wave.
Okay, and they don't do anything initially, and then kind of slowly, almost reluctantly, they begin to turn their boats in and slowly move in towards you.
I deposit the horse in the boat. What's left of the boat?
Okay, in the larger boat, yeah.
Well, the boat that leaves.
That's still floating. Yes.
My hooves is clearly messed up.
Crowd into the boat. It's taken a little bit of damage. It's still buoyant. It's taking on more and more water as 2 of you, then 3 of you get in. It looks like it's going to be taking on a lot of water if all 4 of you pile in there.
I'll doggy paddle the rest of the way. I will drop the rage because that doesn't last that long. And
There's more boats.
I'll just start swimming with the sad boat to the Halflings.
Oh, they're coming in to you.
Well, we're meeting in the middle.
If you like, and the dragon turtle is just floating out there still.
Are we towing it?
How big is this thing?
Can we latch it tail to the...
Quite large.
Yeah.
And heavy, no doubt.
Well, it's floating.
It is floating currently. Yep.
We've got rope from the barrels, because the Kir tried to tie himself to one.
Well, he successfully did.
For all the good it did me.
So why don't we lash the tail of the turtle to the back of the boat? And have them tow us all in like a parade.
Okay, you can certainly try that.
Favorite words to hear a DM say. You can certainly try.
As the 2 Hoffland Fisher boats
Why put you in
begin
the boat?
to move in. And you can hear them begin, you can hear their chatter between them and in just total amazement at what has occurred. And they're looking at you with wide-eyed rapture as to the heroes that have just killed this dragon turtle.
Hello, boys.
Mama's gonna kill these halflings.
And nervously, as they approach and they get closer, their eyes keep shifting over to the turtle, expecting it to come up, to start moving, to become active and just lay waste to all of you in them. But they come in and as they become a little bit more comfortable with the fact that this thing is dead, they just begin to chatter. Oh my God, I can't believe you killed this thing. Oh, look, it killed so many of our people and destroyed so many of our boats and those 3 temple knights so long ago. And now look, you killed it. You are going to be heroes.
Oh, we already are.
Oh, I knew it. I told you they was going to be heroes. I told you they were good for it. The old lady, she looks old. I told you she was even going to make it. No, you didn't. You said they were all going to be eaten. We're just going to leave.
The praise is welcome, but some of us need medical attention. So, if you
What
don't
do you want
mind,
us to do?
let's tie it up and drag it back to shore.
At this point, tell me everybody's passives.
14.
11.
13.
Passive perception 11.
Yes, okay. Go ahead and roll perceptions, all of you.
I don't want to.
You don't have to.
Oh, not 20. Oh, well, this dice is hot tonight.
I got a sexy 9.
9.
I got a
Okay.
14.
17.
Okay, so Hildy and the very, very suddenly life clarification, just aware of all your surroundings, Centaur, suddenly. You hear this low.
Forget the corpse, we gotta get out of here.
It's somewhere. You can't really tell the direction it's coming from, except you.
Where's it coming from?
You see, as you glance around, hearing this, you and Hildy are the only ones that hear it. Hoffman's.
Jeez.
I got barriers.
One of them here kind of, you guys notice that one of them kind of like looks, and toward the south, what you see that nobody else sees is what looks like crested wake of something moving fairly rapidly, but with the movement of the Lao, as rough it is, it's not that rough, but it's rough enough. Whatever it is just coming up and beginning to a slow crest.
I pointed out. It's coming. Let's go.
Okay.
We have to get out of here now.
And then within a round or two, as you pointed out, everybody could see about 90 feet away what looks to be a massive shell cresting the water and coming in forward.
We're gonna release that rope.
There's some other.
I would like to get in a halfling boat and be a person again.
Okay. Immediately, the Hawklands, as they're seeing this, forget anything about tying up boats, and they begin to work their sails to turn their craft around. That's going to take a couple of rounds to accomplish. So any of you that want to try and get on the Hoffman boat is up to you. You can do so. We're not in initiative or anything right now, so you can do so. This thing is approaching. But as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room. And what are you guys doing about your own...
I'm kicking the chum barrels all overboard immediately.
The barrels go over. As soon as the barrels go over, as you throw them over, buoyancy, more buoyancy, and easily all four of you could get in this craft without it sinking. It seems like the barrels, they were very heavy.
And I'm getting in position to start rowing us back to shore.
All right. Everybody else. You're in the water, Kiva, right? You're still a bear?
I became a person.
Okay.
I was going to get into the Hoffman boat, but then I saw my fellow barbarian do that, so Kiva is now in the boat.
Okay. All right.
I notice she is not as strong looking as you are as a barbarian.
Billy's gonna use an infused discipline at this time.
Okay. You guys got about... this is first round, and then you got one round afterward to decide what you're doing.
You said it's about 90 feet.
Yeah, about 90 feet.
I've got a range of 120 feet. Projected thought.
Okay.
I'm going to send a telepathic message of peace and fear and groveling.
Is there any intelligent?
It does not say in
Okay,
this.
then there wouldn't be. Okay. All right. Okay, so you're stand. Is there any specification on potential of a reply? Or
Target receives a message in their mind, can reply by expressing a thought unless incapacitated.
okay, got it. So it can, if it chooses to, it can.
If it chooses to, it
respond
can.
in some way. Okay, got it. Okay. As you do that in this first round, the response you get is confusion, but it seems to be it's not really projecting this response back to you as much as you're feeling the confusion as it's projecting the thought back to you of concern and fear itself.
Okay.
There's always bigger fish.
So much like
Unless one of
What
us
you
is a
said.
bloody bear.
I'm a person, and I'm not bleeding at all.
I'm taking out my bow and I have a ready to actually just shoot it if it attacks us.
okay, all right.
It's the only thing. Like,
So we're getting into that second round before it arrives to your location. What are you guys doing? Now it's within dashing, so it's within 50 feet at this point,
Gonna yell at
and
them.
it's up. I mean, you can see the shell clearly.
I'm gonna yell at them, don't attack, and I'm gonna send it a thought of us rowing up on the dead.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
The response you get is a little bit of anger and roll persuasion. Roll persuasion because
This is my dice.
okay. Any of them?
Oh, that
15.
was so close to a natural
Plus-
20.
No, no.
Anything?
15.
Okay, so 15, flat 15, not bad. It's not, it's still uncertainty. Uncertainty, a little bit of anger and uncertainty. You feel like you've got its attention and you put a nugget of doubt into its mind, however intelligent it might be. And it's still coming on fast. So, anybody else doing anything in this round?
Going to start rowing us towards the direction of the Hofflets. Okay. Going in.
Now the Hofflins in these 2 rounds, they have finally got their boats turned around. So they're turned around basically, and you can hear them just like screaming, and the one that's in control of the boat or captaining the boat is just yelling at its mate, to get moving. I mean, they're in full panic mode as they see this thing coming up. They shouldn't have killed the fucking thing. They killed the baby. They killed the fucking baby. It was a big one. And their voices getting higher and higher pitched as they talk to each other and begin to haul ass as well. Eva and Dikir.
Don't attack, I'm talking to it.
I would like to. Are we any further distance from the turtle at this point?
With the movement of the rowboat, you'd be another 20 feet in that round. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're just a little bit ahead. You can actually back the whole board up so we can get it on the camera there.
Everybody.
There we go. That's a really great angle, and going to show you what you see coming out of the water. Dickier, what we're going to do? Anything during this last round?
He has the bow and then he just sort of lowers it. How are you doing, Hildegard?
I would like to do one. I would like to. Oh boy.
What's it?
I'm considering if I should cast Entangle between us and the turtle corpse, which just makes it difficult terrain, so that if everything goes wrong, we have more time to run away.
Can you cast Entangle on water? Does it say?
I don't know. It does. It might only work on
Unless it specifically says that it can only be cast on land or on a
I guess seaweed could
earth
grow up.
surface or anything like that.
Like seaweed would.
I know there are some spells that are specific to that. I don't know if Entangle is one of them.
I don't know if it would only. It says.
If it doesn't say, then you
It
can
says
do
a spot on the ground, so
Within range.
a
a point within range. Okay, all right, then that's fine. Yeah, it could be seaweed. It could be whatever collecting together that's creating this entangled mass. We have over
a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, there you go. There should be an entangled one in there actually, and you can place that where you want to.
A 20-foot square.
Oh, it's.
I said the wrong word.
It's more difficult.
It's 20 feet. That's a 30-foot cube. 20 foot.
Bye. Babe.
And I've got a magnificent.
With a knowledge of Arcana, can I see her start casting?
Is that
that would be more perception.
is that a 20-foot radius with
Cube.
a square?
It's a cube.
Oh,
Being in the
20-foot.
same boat with
Yeah,
her?
I mean you would.
No.
Yes, I mean she's
Don't
not,
do anything!
right.
Don't do anything!
She's not making a secret of it. I don't think.
No. I'm not attacking it.
No! Don't do
This magnificent beast arrives.
Oh. Fuck it.
Oh no.
2825. Right there. So this creature's a little bit larger than the one that you've been dealing with, moving in fast. As it reaches the end of its turn, you're still going to initiative. It comes to a stop right next to the smaller one. As I told you last session, Hilda, you know it's not a baby; it was a young adult. Mm-hmm. Okay, this one still looks smaller than the larger ones that you were familiar with from memory, but no less a massive creature that's coming upon you now, much larger than the other one. And as it stops at the end of its turn, it just reaches out its neck, stretches out its neck, and just kind of sniffs the smaller one. And all of you are presumably looking in that direction as this thing hesitates. What you see next is quite surprising, as a dark orb that doesn't look like so much a sphere as just a roughly smoky orb-like about the size of a grapefruit begins to rise from the smaller dragon turtle slowly into the air. Immediately, the larger dragon turtle recoils, and you see it its neck just recoil back. Its whole body shifts. All of you need to make a wisdom save as you stare at this thing.
Confirm. Not
Another 20?
The third one, yeah. This dice is hot.
16.
16, okay.
18.
Okay.
20 total.
Well, okay, good. So all of you save. None of you immediately
That's good,
you
I'm not proficient.
feel just fear. Just take your heart and just almost take control of you as you're able to slop it off. But at the end, but you feel this just absolutely uncontrollable fear for just a second almost take hold as you watch this dark, smoky orb of pure evil rise from this dragon turtle. The other dragon turtle reels back, and you see it kind of drift toward the larger one. Okay. You see it drift toward the larger one, and then with the rest of its movement, it goes into the water. Now, still not an initiative. The larger dragon turtle is like looking at where this thing went into the water. The Hoplin aren't paying attention at all. They're just booking ass out of there as quick as they can. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna wish I didn't cast that spell because I have something that would have worked for this.
Hildy's going to bonus action, pop full Tuatha Day glow,
Okay.
hoping turtles live a long time too. And again, it's an infuse, so she can do it. Projected thought of that evil globe and the turtle and the dead baby turtle.
Okay. Anybody else? Now, none of you know what's going on
Yeah.
here, except that Hildy gets bright purple glow around her.
Full speed, just rowing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Going away.
So, as a dash,
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be 40.
40, yeah, in this particular boat. And the Hoplin are moving at about the same rate, actually, at this point. We're actually probably a little bit faster, but that's okay. You can
Oh man, I got
you can back up the whole board if you want. Well, I guess you don't have the space, but that's okay. So the Hoplin are going to be pretty much well ahead of you guys at this point with the sails. And Kiva.
I'm going to turn to our Tuatha Day friend and say, Shadow Orb of Evil? Why? What? How?
I told you it was hurting and you guys had to kill it.
I still think that was the right choice, but why is the other turtle running away, and are we gonna have to fight something else today? Because
Well,
I really don't want
We
to.
would have, depending on what you would have cast on it. I'm hoping it sees me glowing here. Bye, 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 turtle, bye, turtle.
So if it resurrected the other one, does that mean... Did we fail anyway?
But it didn't resurrect the other one.
Wait.
An evil globe came out of the dead.
Yeah.
In the water.
Yeah.
It was controlling.
I thought it went back underwater.
The globe.
The globe did it, yeah.
Oh, the
okay,
globe
yeah, the
went
globe
back
itself,
underwater.
yeah.
I thought it extracted. Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, so the smaller director just still limply floating there.
Gotcha.
That one didn't seem hostile though. The larger turtle that scares me. It didn't seem hostile.
They're not bad.
I don't think it's worth the risk.
Of going back? Yeah.
Any action besides rowing the boat this turn?
No.
Okay. So in response to you, and the thought you projected, immediately the larger dragon turtle extends out its head further, and you see it crane its neck and look behind it. Do you look?
Well, I'm facing that.
Yep, you all are. Yes, as you follow its gaze, in the distance you see you see a small figure through the haze. At this point, it's still little after midday. I think maybe 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon. You see a small figure in flight, growing larger and larger, moving very, very fast, close to the water, maybe 50 feet, 60 feet off the water, moving very, very fast in your direction.
Figure of a dragon, maybe?
Could be.
Not like that.
I mean, the way that it's moving is very, very easy, and the large wings and fairly thick body. It seems to be moving very directly and smoothly in your direction. It could easily be a dragon.
I've been facing that way, so I'll turn around to see who's rowing, and I'll say, "Row faster, Dakar, row faster!"
I'm not rowing.
I'm rowing. You help me.
Will you help me?
Okay.
I'll help you. You stop bleeding.
I don't care who helps.
I think that's a better idea.
I'll just give him advantage.
Yeah, I'm just-
That gives him-
Gonna turn back and wait to see when something gets within 120 feet.
Okay, all right. It's moving quick.
Although if I turn around and see a large flying thing in the sky, I'm going to start freaking out like Tiger was when we were going to go in the water.
So you guys are basically moving at 40 feet around at this point, away from it. So the larger dragon turtle is not making a move to come after you at this point. Do you want to continue rowing away from it?
What are we doing, folks?
We're moving.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Okay. So in that regard, over the next 2 rounds, as this thing gets closer and closer and closer, within a round or so, you can see that it is in fact a large reptilian creature with a huge sinewy neck and tail behind it, great wings, just smoothly gliding it through the air as it's moving very, very fast over the water, sometimes dipping a little bit close and down, and you see the waves just kind of moving off and splashing over to the side as it comes down and then goes up, riding the heat waves coming up off the water and into the cold, cold air. As it gets close to the larger dragon turtle, it slows considerably, and you can see there's a figure on top of it, a humanoid figure, riding this thing. And at this point, you guys are going to be another, 80, 60, 20, 60 feet away from where you are right now. So that would put you, it put you probably just at the edge of 120 feet when this thing gets the dragon turtle. And you see that it's, at the end of its turn, it's beginning to, the dragon turtle has extracted its head back, to a more normal position outside its shell, and you see the dragon alighting on top of the dragon turtle. Just like landing smoothly right on top.
I kind of want to know what happens next, but I do not think I'd like it.
What color is the dragon?
It's red.
Fuck.
Shite.
It's red, and right now, I mean, it obviously sees you guys. It sees the big orange sails. It sees you guys, but you're a good distance away, relatively. But it seems like its attention is completely on landing on the turtle at this point.
Does anyone have a spyglass?
Oh.
I left it on my pirate ship.
Do I look made of money?
I thought I'd ask.
How long does your entangling roots last?
No, I interrupted.
Oh, you interrupted her.
Oh, did you?
I didn't
I
hear
thought
that.
that. Did you cast it?
I thought you
don't
cast it.
cast anything.
I know you said not to cast it, but I thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
I heard you say that after I'd already finished Lost in the
So how long does it last?
It lasts a minute.
Oh, a minute?
It lasts 10 minutes unless I break concentration.
Okay. All right. So I mean, unless you.
Or 1 minute unless I break concentration, so...
Okay. So it's only been 3 rounds, which is 18 seconds. So it's up to you whether or not you keep it up.
Might as well drop it. I don't think it'll make much of a difference.
Okay. All right. So you drop that. You're no longer concentrating on it. Sorry. So. What's happening with you guys? Continuing to row, which is going to put you another 20 feet, 100 feet during this round, but what's everybody else doing as the dragon on top of the dragon?
Watching for it to come closer.
I'm trying to get a good look at the person on top of the dragon.
Okay, roll perception.
19 plus 1, so 20.
Okay, that's excellent. Again,
So I narrow my eyes.
you see a figure, I mean, it's only, at the end of this round, only about 100 feet away, or 120 feet, 140 feet is at the end. So it's still relatively close. And with that roll, you can see it's a figure in flowing robes, kind of grayish brown, not wearing a hat of any sort, shoulder length, dark black jet hair, dark eyebrows, pale skin, human. Appears to be human, as far as you can tell, based on its size and just the way it looks. Looking down, seeming to communicate with the dragon as it's landing, and then casting his gaze back up to all of you. And it's in this moment that you hear him say, oh, and he's got these long mustaches and beard that come down further than the length of his hair. It only touches his shoulders. He says, Nayet Vinu, Volp. Hildy, make a history check.
I'll do that.
Great.
Natural 20.
No shit.
None of that tonight.
This, my friend, is what you recognize from whatever history you want to draw from. Because most Twatha Day would not necessarily have this depth of information. Is the native language of the Twatha Day blood.
All right.
Which is different from the language of the Twatha Day, the origin. So yes, this is the ancient, archaic dialect of the Twatha Day blood. And it's not clear to you. You hear it, of course, Hildy, but you see the man clearly. It's not clear if he's speaking to you guys or if he's speaking to the dragon or the dragon turtle.
Does the tower help us with this?
No.
All right.
Not even
Comment on that. Shouldn't the tower be translating that?
Oh dear. That language was dead long before the towers were built.
What does that mean?
Well, I'll explain if we live. Keep rowing.
I know we're very far out. Is there any way we could see the where the evil orb went aside from underwater? Like under the other turtle, or if it's...
Yeah, I mean, you're at the end of this round, you're 140 feet away,
Yeah.
so it's going to be, it went into the water. None of you have seen it come out of the water at this point.
I wasn't sure if it, like, corruption against nature would, like, mean that I could have any idea where it will, or no. I could try a perception.
Yeah, you can roll a perception if you want.
Would it be with disadvantage? Because
It would just roll a straight perception.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Is there any crossover between Twatha Day and Twatha Day blood languages?
Not that you're aware of. It seems to be, no. It's just, based on what you just rolled, your knowledge would be that's a completely different language. There's no, it's not like a parent language.
It's not like Old English, Middle English.
No.
Or it's not like Latin and Italian.
No. And there's one other thing that you would know about, you would glean because of that roll, which I'll share with you later.
Wunderbar.
Okay, so you guys continue to row?
I'm this whole time just
Okay.
focused.
All right, so unless you tell me something different, I'm going to assume you're rowing every round,
Yep.
and I'll tell you what's happening.
I don't know if I'm adding anything by helping him, but I'm trying.
Okay.
I'm absolutely helping and watching you bleed out because I don't have any healing.
I assumed somebody was helping them because that's the movement I've given you is 2 people rowing.
Okay.
So,
Well, I had cast healing.
He's up to 4 now, right?
Okay.
I'm up to 7.
yeah, did you want to do any healing or anything during these
I
rounds
can't
or
heal.
anything? Okay.
I'm not actively bleeding right now. I'm just sore.
It's passively angry and hurt.
More scared than angry right now, considering this situation.
All right. So during the next few rounds, what you observe is you're slowly moving away. And by the way, the Hofflin are moving under full sail, probably at this point another 100 feet or more ahead of you. You can't even really hear them at this point. They're so far away. And your attention is on what's happening behind you. The turtle hasn't moved. The smaller one still floats there, but you watch as the dragon once again lifts off and then rises about 80, 100 feet in the air. You see it moving. This is going over 4 or 5 rounds, moving back and forth over the top of where the turtles are, staying almost as if it's got this zigzag pattern, as if searching for something, and then it dives into the water. With the man on its back, dives into the water, and a round later, you see the red dragon breach the surface, erupting up, water splashing everywhere, with a massive fish that none of you having any kind of a sailing background would have any clue what it is. But the fish has teeth. And it's a big fish, probably almost the size, about half the size of the boat you're in right now. Silver scales, with a little bit of red, from the blood that's just pouring down inside, being clutched in the dragon's mouth as it rises into the air, and then alights again. The fish is struggling violently, or alights again on top of the dragon turtle. At that point, you see the dragon itself grab the fish with his claws and basically using the top of the dragon turtle as basically just a plate to rip the thing apart. Not eating it, just ripping it apart, and the man sitting on top is just passively watching this whole thing go down. Doesn't seem to necessarily be directing it. You don't hear him at this point because you're another 100 feet away. And then, being about 240 feet away, you see the black orb rise from the fish. It is so, the depth of this, the blackness, the darkness of this orb is so intense that you can see it from a distance. It's like anti-light. But you don't have that same fear effect as you did previously, so you have to make a save.
This is not going well.
And I feel like there's something far above our pay grade happening.
Okay. The larger dragon turtle, it kind of shifts a little bit. The dragon itself doesn't seem affected. The man on top, you see what appears to be a glow appear, not around him like a twat a day. He's not glowing. But you see this white glow appear in the air, almost like a small portal. And you watch as it kind of envelops the darker, smoky orb. And there seems to almost like fingers pushing through latex like a balloon. It looks like the thing is trying to escape from this light that's turning into an orb, this portal that's surrounding it. And as if it's trying to escape it, and then it begins to shrink to a bright little ball. And you watch as the man just kind of holds his palm out, and it lands in his palm, and then it disappears within the folds of his cloak. You guys do anything at this point? You're 150 feet away?
Oh,
What was that?
this can't be good.
Is that a good thing?
No.
He caught it here,
So there's no more evil turtles?
or he owns it.
Yeah, what's his intention with it?
I don't trust him. I'm just hoping that it's not gonna make our day any worse.
Well,
You watch him lift off from the turtle on the dragon.
as slow as they're rowing,
Don't come over me, don't come
he
over me,
couldn't
don't
go
come
this
over me.
way.
Fuck that.
It's coming towards you.
Nope.
It rises to about 50 feet
No.
as it's coming towards you. The dragon turtle itself, the larger one, turns, and you see it sink back into the water, slowly going away, leaving the smaller one there, floating. But the red dragon is coming in your direction. It's about, at this point, 100 feet away.
Nope.
How far away are we from the shore?
Oh, you're a couple hours. Yeah.
Couple hours.
So you're.
I'm just positioning myself behind you.
What do you got for a dragon?
I don't think we can outrun it. We may as well prepare to
Die?
die or fight.
Can you talk to it?
I don't know. It's very far away. I'm hoarse. Oh, so it's
I'm horse.
at the speed that it's moving,
I'm proud that you're embracing it.
I might as well at this point.
I
About to die anyway.
You're about a round away from it being on top of you. I mean, it's airborne right now, and it seems to be gaining a little altitude on its way toward you. But it's coming. Definitely, there's no question it's coming toward you.
I'm gonna do the dumb thing and just keep rowing as if I'm gonna outrun it.
Should we?
When it gets to what I estimate to be 120 feet,
Oh, it's within that. Yeah.
Okay.
At that point, yeah.
I'll send out a message of friendship. But no, none of us have weapons drawn.
To the dragon or to the figure that's
To the
riding?
figure.
Okay. All right. So a message of friendship. Okay. As you do so, you get the distinct impression. I mean, you're sitting to a very, I mean, obviously, an intellectual person riding and controlling a dragon. Apparently,
Yeah, there's that.
the response that you get is a little bit confusing to you, probably, in that there's no. What exactly can the response be? Is it just a feeling that, according to the spell, or can it be words? And if it can be words, how many?
It says a telepathic message receives their message and can reply by expressing a thought. Does not say words. Does not say language you can understand. Distinctly says
Well, a
thoughts.
thought. I think a thought can convey words,
Right.
essentially. So a message, a simple thought. Yes. So the curious message you get back is, prepare for the visions. It goes right over you and starts to glide higher and higher into the air. Away.
I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't think there's gonna be ducks though.
Well, at least it's gone for now.
At least we're alive.
Have you ever seen ducks flying?
Yeah, occasionally.
You know how they fly in a V pattern?
You think there might be more?
No, but if you ever noticed, when the ducks are flying in a V, one side is always longer.
Yeah.
There are more ducks on that side.
Welcome to the Hildy humor. Hildy logic.
I'm wondering, Hildy, are you gonna drink that Coke while
I'm gonna try.
if you inhale that?
Over his head.
She's not drinking the Coke.
So Hal's just sitting there.
Yeah. He's really pondering.
I literally can't get past the fact that there is a dragon that was over my head, and that is not going well for me.
How far off the office?
Oh, they're easily 100 and 150 feet, maybe more at this point. And they're just screaming. You hear them just screaming at the thing. I mean, it's got a good elevation at this point by the time it goes over them. And then it turns off to the northwest. But you just hear them screaming at the top of their lungs for a moment as it goes over. And then it goes quiet again.
As soon as it goes quiet, I'm gonna shout, "Wait for us!"
Okay.
Come back, dears!
I don't think there's any doubt that they're going to hear you.
The question is whether they do anything about it.
Yeah, at this point, you don't see any change in their movement. Speed is
Bastards.
they don't decelerate at all. They're a bit in a panic, and we're going to go ahead and take our break right now as danger has seemingly passed.
Yay!
We'll be back in just a few minutes. right, welcome back, everyone. We are about to get started again. As our heroes have managed to avert death and unallow Greeley and make their way slowly back toward Argyllshire. Within an hour or two, you find that the Hoplin finally regain enough confidence to slow down as the skies are clear, the waters are calm. It's getting on toward evening as they slow down, and immediately they're just peppering you with questions and just excitedly going over and almost projecting themselves into everything that's happened, as if they were part of this whole ordeal intimately, rather than being the spectators that you all know that they were. And if they offer to lash on to the larger rowboat and tug you back toward Argyllshire if you'd like.
Oh, good.
Please do. My arms are very tired.
Aye.
No problem. You're heroes. You killed that dragon turtle. I don't know about that larger one that we're going to have to deal with. Maybe, hopefully not.
That one didn't seem to be aggressive.
Yeah, it seemed to turn away without bothering anyone. Maybe we'll just go on back out in the primal sea where it belongs.
I have to imagine that orb had something to do with it.
Yeah, what was that orb? That was so strange. What was that?
Well, I'm gonna say it's something that we don't want to ask too many questions about or get too close to thinking about.
I think it might come back.
So
I
take
hope
us
not.
by surprise later.
I'll just pretend it didn't exist, and if I do that, then it won't be a problem.
Whatever that orb was that got taken by that guy on the dragon.
I took the orb. So we shouldn't say anything about this to anybody. Is that what you're saying?
I think we should say this to a lot of people. It could be a problem.
No, I'm confused. Do we say it or not say it? What do we do?
Maybe.
You'll pull us to shore. What we do?
All right, yes.
Well, they're the talking.
Oh, okay, all right.
Wishful.
Probably not me. I'm just getting caught up to speed.
They seem very
Oh,
agreeable.
well, welcome to... Are you gonna stick around with us, then? I kinda just saw you out of the water, and you just showed up.
So what do you mean by ducks? I'm just completely ignoring Kiva's question.
That was a valid question.
There are a lot of birds here. There are diving ducks, and there are dabbling ducks that just eat weeds at the top, but some ducks swim all the way down, and they hunt for fish.
Do I notice that she's glowing?
Actually, the big glow lasts for an hour. So
Right.
Then it would have went down to a dim
Yeah,
Right.
radiance.
agreed.
He's just fascinated watching your form as you're explaining this. It's just like,
They swim. Do you not have ducks where you're from?
no, we have ducks.
Oh. They probably act the same as ducks here.
Lovely. Sorry, you got a question?
We should
Well, you had this question about an hour ago before you started staring and listening to Hildy talk ducks.
entertain.
Are you...
I think
What
we
you
should
doing
ask
from
him
here?
before
You're
we
just
assume.
here for the gold to split?
No, I killed my dog.
So you're on a quest for murder and death and killing anyone who gets in your way?
Well, the question's done. Don't stay. Pretty sure that's the one that ate the dog.
Yeah, but after that happens, you just have to keep killing, I think? That's how the story goes, right?
I have no idea what story you're on about.
I don't understand what she's saying.
I mean,
The question.
I mean, you can all hear each other. You're so close to the boat.
But none of us have seen
it's
John
the-
Wick.
It's
I don't know who that is.
just this one guy in one of our rival clans in Visca. I don't remember, some kind of dog clan, and his pet died, and like 3 clans later, eventually he kicked the bucket, but like 2 of them weren't related. They were just tangentially allied, and it was kind of gruesome, but I couldn't look away.
I think I did hear about that. It's Wanjik.
One, yeah. God.
What are you doing out here just for the turtle?
I'm here on behalf of a building here. Had something, people stole stuff of our friends, last request, something, and here for the turtle reward. So,
Turtle.
Honestly, this is a pit stop while we're on our way back to the Enclave.
Now, Hal would be aware that there's 1,000 gold reward from the leadership of Argyle. Shire.
While we're traveling, can I take a short rest?
Yeah, I mean, you've got, you know,
I thought you were rowing.
another hour or two on the water.
Well, now we're lashed onto the boats.
I'll
Now we're
also
being
take a
towed.
short rest just to get
Yeah, if you want to take a short rest, you can.
wild shape back.
I think it took about 3 hours to get out there, and so you can expect about the same, maybe a little bit longer because there was more rowing involved this time to get back. And by the time you do arrive back at the port of Argyllshire, you would have easily been able to get a short rest or two in that time. And
Trying
it
to
would be
pick
close
off one
to
of those
evening.
teeth. On our way back, I asked, would you mind if I had one of the teeth that she grabbed from the turtle?
Them are teeth, but we could use them as proof. If they want it.
All right.
So roll a d6, Hal. Let's see how many teeth you got.
6.
Okay, awesome. So you have 6 good-sized dragon turtle teeth.
You can't just give her one.
Well, they killed his dog, dude.
They killed his dog, but she saved all our lives, let's be honest.
You gonna turn into a bear again?
Probably. I mean,
Just take the fucking tooth.
all right. Thank you.
Gonna sit down. We're at the shore at this point.
You're getting, yeah, you're
close.
just right there. It's right in front of you. You'll be there within a few minutes.
Gonna tuck in on girls.
Okay.
If you like,
That makes us even.
I'll ask for a tooth, and you can tell me no, and be very stern about it.
I appreciate that.
Can I have a tooth?
No.
Oh, you bastard! Did that make you feel better here? Oh. Must be nice, sir. Feelings.
As you approach the dock, you can see that there are a number of Hofflin standing there. One amongst them easily, you can see is Kevers himself. Just kind of peering out at you.
Hello, dear. We're back.
Hello. As you come in, the sailing ships, sailing boats, they kind of peel off and let your rowboat just kind of coast in, where other Hofflin on the dock immediately, take up lines and tie you up, and they go off toward their sloops where they put the fishing boats. And as you make your way onto the dock, this crowd of Hofflin that's grown to about 20 since you've been in sight, everybody knows what you were doing out there. There's no secret about it, and they've had all day to talk about it. And you can see others that are coming down the dock, not just Hofflin, but humans as well, that are obviously people that are familiar with the dock and probably local people that are starting to crowd around Kevers as he greets you.
I'm sorry, Kevers. We lost your chum bucket killing the turtle.
You killed the turtle?
He did mostly, but we all helped. He didn't. He threw a bunch of spears in the water.
I mainly just took all the hits while they got some of the damage in.
I did get it in the throat really good. I'll take credit for that.
You didn't paralyze it. That was very helpful.
I forgot
You were
about
almost at the bottom of the Lao.
that. Yeah, because I was taking damage for the team.
Maybe he was.
Meanwhile, you look in pristine condition.
Listen, we're on a boat. Stay in the boat.
If only it was
I didn't
an
even know
option.
you were still alive. He looks over at Hal. Huh? Well, you brought back a boat, but it's a bit damaged. It's going to take a little bit of effort to put that back to right, but you brought it back. Can't deny that. But this thing about the turtle, you hear the other Hofflin fishermen that pulled you guys in that are just a few feet away in their own sloops. Other Hofflin are all gathered around them, and you can hear them telling their stories. And anybody that's really paying attention almost gets the idea that it's from a much more involved perspective than what they were. And it's just oohs and ahs and laughter and peals of fear and they're quite the storytellers these fishermen are. Kever's not paying any attention at all to that, as he's got his eyes just glued on mainly Hildy and looking at you, often as the one who killed the dragon turtle. I guess my mates over here will probably agree that you killed the thing. Bring back any other proof at all.
Some tea.
He might have one.
Oh, he's very stern about that.
That's
Watch,
1,000
watch.
gold to you.
May I have a tooth?
Yes.
Oh, dude. Okay, here's our 1,000 gold, please.
When he takes it and he looks at this tooth that's about that long and, a foot long or so, he's looking at it and just kind of jagged on one side. Just amazed at looking at this thing, and you can see that it's recently been pulled out or carved out of a jaw.
You can have some of the gold. Yeah.
That'll be nice.
But take this to the mayor in the morning and present it. There'll probably be quite a gathering, and a few folk might want to invite you to dine with them. And I'm sure there'll be a ceremony if you want all of that. He just seems just talking errantly as he's staring at this tooth.
Is Hammy back yet?
Oh. Kind of surprised, looks up. Mr. Bluxyberry. He arrived today.
Oh, good.
He's back home with Mrs. Bluxyberry and his family.
Gets out of the boat, starts stomping off the time.
Charge it that way?
Oh, I've got to stick with Hildy.
Okay.
I'll collect our reward and make sure it gets back to you.
For the proof?
He said the mayor in the morning, dear. Come on.
We'll find you at the tavern then.
I gesture like you should go on and collect it before anyone starts deciding that they killed it instead of us.
That's what I was thinking, but if Hildy wants to stick with this morning ceremony,
Oil. You could climb it and say we'll get the
I'll go
stuff in
talk to the
morning.
mayor ahead of time.
Yeah.
Any question? I have 4 more of these. Holding up the two.
I think the one I'll do.
So Hildy, trailed by Kiva, is heading to the Bluxyberry home.
Yeah.
And how...
Follow with Dick here.
Okay, Dick, you're going...
Did you say we
We're just gonna go. Everybody says that. I'm used to it.
Dick here.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck,
Is it-
Dickie.
I was just saying Dick here,
Dick
but
here.
it keeps sounding like Dick here, and I've just accepted it.
Oh, Dick here.
Richard for short.
Oh, I was just saying, good luck, Dickie. Horse, like a patch.
Don't like that one.
He just flips you off as he walks by. Come on, Howell, or however you say your name.
He said it right.
Oh, well.
You're actually heading to the mayor's home?
We're gonna head to the mayor's home and just, and not to collect the reward necessarily, but to establish that we did the job
Okay,
before.
Kevers kind of trails behind you. Going, no, we don't want to bother. It wouldn't be polite to bother him so late in the evening. And it's like 7 o'clock. You
We
know.
want to make sure he gets a first-hand account before anybody else has the time.
He's just stammering behind you as he's trying to keep up.
Insight. I don't think he has any ill intent with my 5.
What'd you roll?
5.
Yeah. So it just seems nervously, it's as if, this is not the polite thing to do.
Well, he's not a polite person.
I'm really not.
The rest of the Hopland, a few of them are kind of following along with you. Others have kind of moved over to where the exciting stories are being told by the other fishermen that brought you guys in. And there's a barrel being rolled out onto the dock, as if that's where the party's going to go tonight. Right there on the dock, where the fisher boats are, where these fishermen haven't even left their boats. So it's not far to where the mayor of the city lives, and but you have no idea where that is actually. So
I'll ask for directions as we're walking, but I wanted to talk to Hal a little bit as we were going, if that's okay.
Go ahead. Now keep in mind, Kevers is right there with you.
Yep, that's fine. I'm not. As I kind of awkwardly look at the Hoffman tailing us. So it seems you were enlisted. How you feel about that?
It was more of a choice, but
I know my companions can be a bit pushy, so you want to make sure this is actually what you want.
where exactly are you going?
I don't want to know myself. This was a bit of a detour.
Detour. Well, we have the dog. Got my family around here. But been a little time since I lived with them anyways.
The reason I joined up is the original party, Hildegard and her companions, human and Atlantean, a Sylvan elf. It seemed like they were on a path doing some pretty great things. I've been looking for a bit of redemption myself, and I feel like that's, even with current circumstances, that's with them, really. I mean, now I've seen a dragon turtle and we managed to take it down.
Seen 2 dragon turtles.
And a dragon. 3 things I never thought I'd see in my life all in one day. In the span of minutes. But
So I felt what happened upon you 3.
seems like fate, don't it? Well, I just guess I wanted to see what you're about.
I'm more on a journey of self-discovery myself. Trying to piece together some things that have been hanging over me for a little while. You seem like a good group. She always turned into a bear like that?
Always. It's her favorite thing to do. I think I've known her more as a bear than as a... I forget what she looks like as a human sometimes.
Fair enough.
I'm rolling an insight again. Ew, and I got a... You seem like you know what you're about.
Fair enough.
I guess I just wanted to talk to you because we didn't really have a chance to in the heat of everything that was happening.
Yeah, you you almost sang good for a minute.
Yeah. And you won't.
Fair enough. So, I do need to ask you, Hildegard, what do you know what she's meant to be doing here? With you?
Here in Argyleshire?
Whoa. You said there was another group that was with her.
Yes.
What was their original plan?
Well, I guess I need to get the full story of that myself, but they were hunting the king that never was, and that took... Did you hear anything about that? The invasion of undead?
Does any of that ring a bell with how?
Yeah. You're because when you arrived in Remy, it was right at the end of what happened with the undead and the druids arriving and the temple knights and so forth. So you saw the end of that.
Yeah.
What you don't know anything about the Dormonts or what that situation was all about, but you do know what happened in the arena when the demon showed up and took the queen.
So, off of all that, now we have some blood from the king that never was. I believe Hildegard mentioned she had to get it back to contact she had in Kingdom
Lionsgate, right?
Lionsgate. Yeah, I thought I had it. And as far as her intentions, I'm not sure if she's actually going to follow through with that. I don't even know if she knows, but that's where we're at. If they seem to approve of you, I think you know what you're about, so.
Well, sounds like we both got questions for her. I think it'd be good enough if I stuck around.
Fair enough.
Yeah, maybe I can keep you from going overboard on any boat. I
don't think I'll be on a
slap on the shoulder.
Physically. Still sore.
Sorry.
I don't think I'll be on a boat anytime soon. I don't think any of us will, because I'll put a stop to it. But oh look, we're at the mayor's house.
As you have this conversation, finally Kevin just kind of takes over with the excuse, "Oh, stop bothering me on the street. I'll find you. I'll get you to the mayor's house. Try to explain everything." And leads the way, and shifting over to Hildy. You know exactly where you're going. And you see that, with the night, the lanterns are all lit, the pathways are all illuminated. There are people out in the street walking. It's a pleasant evening, although cold, but pleasant. And the people that aren't from the docks, nobody really followed you. Just nod and smile and be cordial to the people that you pass, whether they be halfling or human. You find yourself at the front door of the Bluxyberry home.
Hammy!
it's only a few seconds. The door swings wide, and you see the small, diminutive figure of the sandy, dirty blonde hair of Hammerite, Bluxyberry, opening the door in his smart clothing. His jacket's undone, his shirt's undone a little bit. Looks like he's got comfortable. He's not wearing his boots. His eyes open wide when he sees you.
You and me have to talk.
Before you finish the sentence, he lunges forward and gives you a great big hug.
I'm gonna try and peel him. Get off of me, sneak thief!
You see, he's just kind of
My skull in there.
look.
I'm just.
What you meaning? Come on now, Hildy. I heard what you've done. You come to save. There. So proud that you came to do what I asked.
I came to get my friend's things back. They're dead because of you.
Died. Did kill them?
No! The undead killed them because you took their items.
No, these were nothing. They were just drinking some bottles. They were nothing.
They were their good luck charms and now they're dead. Give them back.
Oh. Roll. Are you trying to intimidate or persuade? Whichever one. Roll.
Either one better than another.
I'm just standing behind you, trying
Intimidate,
to.
because I'm mad.
Okay.
17.
That's good. You see him kind of shaking and quaking, and his whole face gets red, and you see tears start to stream down his eyes. And his wife is further back behind, and you don't see any of the children. Kind of with her hands on her hips, just hearing this whole thing and looking, not saying anything, but paying attention. Can't believe it. Can't believe they got killed. It's a shame. I just wanted you to come and save a village, save the lives of our Hoffman friends. I thought we were friends. I thought maybe it was just a little trick that would, I wasn't even sure you'd come here. You killed the dragon turtle, right? I mean, I heard you left this morning, and you're back now.
Yes.
Proud of that. I'm ashamed that your friends thought it was me.
I'm very sad.
Mrs. Bluxyberry is now stomping up behind her husband.
Don't you hit me with that.
Oh, she's got her hand fully on her.
I didn't kill him.
Quit talking to me, husband, like that. I know what you're doing. You're trying to make him feel bad for the baubles and trinkets that you say you stole from your friends.
Well,
That had nothing to do with him dying, so you take that back.
I came here to kill him, so
That's
gonna
no
yell
killing's gonna be
instead.
happening. Not in my house.
well then I'm gonna yell.
Would you like to come in so we
Yes,
don't
I
embarrass
would.
by our neighbors?
Yes. And I would like you to feed me too, please.
Oh, she did have a seat at the table, please. And she opens the door wide, and you guys kind of have to and she kind of gives you a leery look, kind of patting the rolling pin on her hip as she does so.
I give her the look that says, don't you. I try to give her the look like, don't.
Is it intimidation too?
I'm gonna try to do intimidation.
I don't think you can intimidate Miss Bluxyberry.
I can't because I've got a negative charisma. No,
Here's the thing.
that's an 8.
So,
9 minus 1, 8.
Do the Zoolander look.
she's not so much trying to intimidate Hildy, but she did roll a pretty good intimidation on you. So Kiva, you feel a little intimidated as you walk in, as she glares hard at you. But as you come in, she closes the door, she just kind of resumes a smile, pats Hammy on the back, and kind of leads him to his chair. He still looks down, from dejected, as he's just staring at the top of the table. I'm so sorry, Hildy. I'm so sorry.
Hildy, her hold out her hands going.
Immediately shies away as if he expected to get hit. Mrs. Bluxyberry is just watching this whole thing closely as she is going about bringing plates of stew to the table. I don't have it anymore. It's all gone. I was thought. wasn't worth anything. I didn't try and sell him. I was going to bring it here, but if he came, I was going to give it all back. Of course, but I was wrong.
Well, now I'm very mad and I have nothing to do about it.
Sorry.
I'd like to do an insight on him. Because Billy described him as a wily little stealing thieving kind of guy, and I want to believe
You're gonna believe Hildy?
yeah. This one thing, because Hildy seems like a good judge of character when she's not being a lunatic. I got another 9 on the die on this one, but that's a 12, which is probably not enough.
It's a little better than average, but he seems really sincere at this point. I mean, from everything you've heard, he seems genuinely upset and dejected and saddened, and he might have been the cause of people whom he considered friends and lost their lives because of him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the impression we get.
This is very good stew, Mrs.
Bluxyberry. And of course it is. I made it. Hammy's not eating it all. He's just kind of like pushed it away. So, how long are we going to continue with this farce before we all just apologize and agree to be friends? I don't want to hit anyone over the head with my rolling pin tonight.
At least until I'm done with this stew.
You catch a look of respect in her. It's, she just kind of like knowingly understands you from a woman's perspective, I guess. At least as far as she sees it. There's definitely a grudging respect there. Emmy's still just, sitting quiet, not looking up, not doing anything. The children are around.
Well, where's your barrel mail, Hammy?
Well, I suppose a good one would be in order tonight, considering there is much to celebrate. Did you, bring anything back from the jug?
Just a bunch of its giant teeth. No, I gave it to Keevers to give to the mayor.
Our companions also have the rest of the teeth, who are also going to the mayor.
You also have
Hey,
them.
I gave it to Diggy.
She gave it to me.
Musical teeth.
I didn't know that I'm expecting
My
that
name's
back.
not Dickie.
I'm expecting that back, by the way.
from a bar.
I just gotta shut her. Like, I know she's saying it.
Well,
Weave of magic.
I am expecting that back.
I
by the
have
way.
something for you Keevers doesn't have, Hammy.
Yes,
We have this story.
to hear it. I'd love to hear all about it. And
Ale.
yes, and immediately pops up. You can see his spirits are lifting a little bit. He opens. The whole interior is got this very well polished wood, and it seems like a portion of the wall, not real big. He just kind of presses forward and then it pops out. And inside you see it's just the right size for a small barrel. He pulls the barrel out and immediately taps it. Like this is from York. It's been a while. I didn't have to sit a bit, and I think you're going to really enjoy this. He taps it and pours everyone cups.
We'll drink and tell the story, and in typical Hildy fashion, she will make Kiva the hero of the tale. Tell all the wonderful things she did, and she'll glancingly mention them.
Okay. Roll performance.
I probably don't want to do that.
You did want to do that.
So Hammy, of course, is intrigued by the whole thing. The ale is fantastic. It's like a sweet honey, almost like a mead. It's among the best you've ever tasted. There's certainly enough of it in a small barrel for everyone to last a long time. And there's no shortage of refills as the story continues. Mrs. Bluxyberry, too, seems intrigued, but less so, more seemingly kind of mother hitting the whole situation as she looks over, keeps everyone fed, and the children have not returned during this whole time span. But by the time you end the story, you can see that the Hammerite Bluxyberry is just absolutely in awe of what you've done, and very, very impressed with Kiva. You haven't turned into him. I've seen that once or twice, but never anyone in combat since the wall. I mean, it's incredible. There, the wall killing.
I'm just lucky that I had, well, such a great companions. Really seemed to know a lot more about this turtle than even I could possibly think to. She knew the problem before we even started. I mean, I was kind of just trying to bite it, but Hildy had an idea of what to do next.
Seems as if Hildy has found a way to really upgrade her companions to come here and kill a dragon.
I think you should rethink those particular words that just came out of your mouth.
I was thinking that too.
Well, I've had enough ale that I'll forgive him. But if you tamp that fire down a little, I'll tell you a ghost story now, Hammy.
I would just like to say I'm here to make sure that Hildy can do everything that she needs to do moving forward on her quests and adventures. And I won't tolerate anyone who seeks to belittle this very fun old woman.
Dream of belittling.
I'm glad.
And that's important to me. It's important that we have friendships for life. And we'll give our lives to our friends. And even though she's angry with me that I did such a terrible thing and causing the death of some of her friends, I like the friend she has now. And,
Well, I'm not mad at you anymore, but I'm still going to glower occasionally.
well, you glowered quite a bit anyway. You know that, right? I mean, even when we were on the road to York, you...
Oh, I hated you then.
Oh, but you don't hate me now.
No, you're all right.
You can see him smile. Miss Bluxyberry is pleased, you can tell. I'd offer you to stay. We don't have the room in our small little hovels here, but
We know.
I'm sure the inn, they'll be putting you up for free. You know, for as long as you like to stay. Maybe if they have a celebration, they might even build you a house. If you want to stay and look after us, you're welcome to.
Well, before I go to the inn, I'm going to tell you a terrifying story so you won't be able to sleep tonight.
Oh,
And then I won't be mad at you anymore.
Okay, but hold on a second. Then he goes and he starts to tap down the fire a little bit. Mrs. Bluxyberry seems intrigued. She's got some sort of a strawberry and cream type dessert type thing that she's placed out for everyone.
Oh, I like that.
And all of you sitting on one side with Hildy on the other side of the table, the fire behind you, just kind of lighting you up with the aura that...
Tell them the story of the Battle of Remy and Jolo getting ripped to pieces.
Okay.
I think I was there for the end bit of that, so I'll be adding like with Druidcrafted sound effects in the background.
Both of you roll a performance. See how well you pull this off. Or one of you with advantage.
I'll give it to Hildy with advantage.
Okay?
I have a negative.
Do I know I'm performing?
Well, I mean, yeah.
All right, then I'm going to encourage myself.
Okay. All right.
Natural 20 plus 3.
Wow. You have the rapt attention of these two hobbling Bluxyberry.
Take the show on the road.
Yeah, I mean, they are just in awe. Just hanging on every word. And by the time you're done, I mean, it's just... Everybody's just like... Incredible. I'm gonna write this down. I'm never gonna forget it. Oh my God, I'm telling the story for the rest of my life. how pleased he is, but he also seems genuinely fearful about the scary tale that you've told. Yeah, I hope.
I guess we'll head back to the tavern.
We'll be seeing again. I'm sure the mayor will be putting on some sort of a celebration to celebrate all of you. And yeah, who knows? Hopefully we'll spend a little bit more time together. Be glad to tell you more about my experience in your way, if you're interested. Not quite too, you know. I know where you're headed next. Where are you headed next?
Oh, I'm not sure.
But you'll let me know, won't you?
Oh, sure.
Keep a friend informed and help, along the way. I mean, the more smoother. I have contacts and trade contacts in lots of different cities throughout the Western Kingdoms.
Well, I don't take very good notes, so I forget where we're going now.
I'm here to help you.
That's meta.
Did you make your way out?
Before we go.
Yes.
I say, I'm looking forward to seeing her before we go, especially Azalea. She was a charming young lass and very, very swift and clever, her.
And it's Mrs. Bluxyberry that responds to you. Keep your distance. She's troubled. Nice girl, of course, I thought. But she's a bit troubled. Then she has her own work to do that she shouldn't be distracted from. Very important. Probably in the tavern.
Turn your head that way. That picture doesn't look like you guys.
Oh, what? You wouldn't know. You interrupted Mrs. Bluxyberry for that.
I used to do a really good Beavis impression. I lost it now. I was about to do it. No, I lost it.
Need TP for my uncle.
But you'll probably find her in the tavern. That's where she spends evenings. Well, if you've seen my boys there, you tell them to get the home, by the way. It's getting late. It's about 5 o'clock.
I'll be sure to tell him.
So, with farewell and wave, and he watches you walk back to him. The tavern board so close to the door.
How do you think they are finding the mayor's house? Do you think they managed to explain the situation?
I don't know, it's dark. They're probably lost.
Well, that is good. Yeah, this Kemerson kind of pushes himself up in front of you as you get to the door, and he knocks softly. You can see lights on inside.
You know, Kevin, you got us here. You can go now.
Oh, no, I'm gonna say, no, they're not home. They must be at the tavern. Let's go there.
The lights are on.
Yeah, but they didn't leave the lights on.
I really wish
He grabbed very lightly. Well, it's late. We don't.
Dum.
He has a very worried look on his face.
I just don't know how you expected them to answer that. I couldn't even hear you knock.
You see a man standing there. He's got like, he doesn't have a jacket on. He's got his shirt's like untucked, and it's not the typical, well-kept goblin that dresses so sharply and snappily. Looks like he's definitely kind of not quite disrobed, but just casually relaxed in his home. And he kind of opens the door a little bit, just kind of peeks out.
You the mayor?
Who is it? It's late. It's after dark. What do you want?
Are you the mayor?
But,
We killed your turtle. We want your reward.
You killed the turtle? The door opens
I
wide.
hold open one of the two.
Kemer's just standing there, and you only have the tooth, and his eyes are wide. You killed the turtle. Sorry, sir. I didn't want to come bother you and stuff. It's all right. Come in. Yeah, you all of you. The two of you. Kemer's kind of coming in, still very nervous. It's small over chairs. That's where you like. If you like to sit, you could sit over here. Tell me about this. I know you went out. Kevin's told me. We didn't expect to see you back. You brought his boat back too?
Most of it.
Good enough. And the tubes you got there, can I see it?
I handed over to him.
It's a dragon turtle, that's for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, it's unmistakable. Don't you think, Kevin? Yeah, I agree. It must be, yes. All right. So, yes, we owe you some gold reward for sure. But we'll give that to you in the ceremony, of course. Not here. No one will see. No one will be here to celebrate it.
It makes sense. It's just we wanted to make sure you heard it from us first.
But I'm sure it'll be all over Argyllshire before morning.
Yeah, it's best for a first-hand account before the chittering masses get their chances.
You know, all of our people survived, yeah? The fishermen took you out.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 boats.
Okay, good.
Untouched.
And all of your people, I only see 2 of you. Did you lose 2?
The ladies went.
Technically, we gained 1. Aye.
Yeah. You went out on your own, I heard, right? Only you. You were on the temple night. You were by yourself.
I was by myself.
Kevin told me about you, yeah. And you were going out on all alone to find this tongue or whatever it was.
He had a genius plan of singing to scare it away.
Oh, I heard it.
That was a private moment that you stumbled upon. How dare you bring it up in present company?
That was lovely.
We're tolerant folk, you know, no worries. See what we like. Yeah. Kevin, take them to the inn, alright? Put them up as long as they want, a week or so. On us, the best rooms was only 4, so I mean, you have what you have. But drinks, food, we'll cover it all. We won't even take it out of the reward, alright? And then we'll have a big dinner celebration tomorrow. What do you say? The whole town will come out.
Can I roll an insight on this? There's something iffy going on. Okay, that one's much better. 20 total. Dirty 20. Dirty 20, yeah.
He seems ecstatic about ceremony, the pageantry of this event. You know, things like this don't happen in small little villages or cities like this very often, especially here. You know, this is a little farm village of Auckland, and he's really excited about that part of it. It's like the money is nothing. You know, what's important is to show everyone, you know, that he has solved the problem of the Argyllshire, and the heroes that he brought together. You know, you're getting this impression.
Yeah.
You know, that somehow he's going to take the overall larger credit for this. Although he'll say you killed him, obviously, you know, you'll get the money and the reward, but somehow he'll be the hero in this too.
All right. I just felt something off, but all right. As long as we're still getting rewarded and everything, that's
Yeah, you know, you don't get the idea that you're going to get swindled or tricked. You know, at least, you don't get that.
Got anything else you want to say?
What's just happened?
Oh,
I know where it is.
Oh, yeah.
Am I getting any vibes off Keeper throughout this entire exchange? Anything with
You roll an
the
insight.
mention? Yeah.
Yeah, they're very untrusting.
Kevers was being sus.
Just being, don't wake up an old man.
It's 7 o'clock.
Okay. I'm nervous. You're gonna roll to kind of get the impression, you know, from your history and experience that it to him is more about protocol, and he's more concerned about
The social aspect of it.
stigma. Yeah, you're not supposed to wait, you know, to call up people after this late hour. You know, although when you get to the tavern, of course, there's Auckland there. There's all types of people there. This is, of course, a port city, so it just seems to extend to their home, which, you know, We'll get to the tap. Anyway, he's thrilled, and he doesn't immediately get back to.
Don't belong to
Hold
me.
on to this. Hold on to this, because I want to present this. Oh, we're gonna hang this.
We've got more. I owe that to somebody. That was not mine.
Oh, he gives that back.
Yeah.
I give him mine.
We'll hang this in the inn and in the tavern so that everyone that sees it will know that you destroyed this terrible creature.
Can we get a slight advance for tonight?
I don't need an advance. I'll pay for everything. All your drinks, everything will be taken care of. John, don't worry.
Fair enough. Hey, I'm just remembering we have 0 gold between all of us after that.
Yeah, let's take them. The rooms, the food, whatever you want. It's all on us.
We're getting 25 back.
Oh, that's true. That's the deposit, yeah. Yeah, we did bring it back.
True.
Just not.
Technically, we
Yeah, that
get
plays out.
our safe deposit. Technically, we return. We get.
I mean,
Missing a couple barrels.
So you guys, anything else with the mayor at this point, or?
I think we'll just bid him a good night and head to the tavern.
I will say to Kiva, don't worry, friend. Social graces aren't my strength, but I understand why you're concerned. Yes. What's that supposed to mean? You ready to go?
I didn't think it was funny. What is that supposed to mean? I wasn't.
I was.
What's that supposed to mean?
I was out the door.
All right. So all of you meet up at the tavern once more, and by that time the story has definitely flowed to the tavern. When you walk in, whether separately, there's cheers that are you're hailed with cheers as you come in, and then when of course Owl and Dicker go in as well, same thing. You know their arrival by the cheers that go up. And you're offered drinks, and everybody wants to hear the story. Food, to your heart's delight. Rooms, and all of that's taken care of, just as the mayor promised. But Kever's taking care of everything with the innkeeper. Yay! Anything you'd like to do?
I'd like some ale, obviously.
That's provided.
Yeah,
without
question. And I'm going to first find the boys and warn them that their mother is looking for them, and that they could stay as late as they like, but the longer they wait, the harder she'll hit.
Yeah, when you do find them, and they are there, immediately they're very nervous. Their eyes get big, and you see that they're kind of torn between staying here and risking that because of all the things that are going on and going back. Ultimately, they leave. And of course, the fishermen that pulled you guys out, those 4 Hofflin, they're in there. They're telling their stories and kind of adding to yours if you tell your stories. It's a really festive situation with probably about 50 people inside this small tavern, just wall to wall. There's tradesmen, merchants. There's sailors, human, mostly human, and then quite a number, but half Hofflin, at this point.
I'll just stand at the bar with some mead.
I'm gonna find the biggest guy in the room and challenge him to a drinking contest.
Okay. You find a large sailor, already about half drunk. He's from the east. He's from the east, so he's from quite a distance. And if you want to challenge me to a drinking contest, that you want happily.
It won't be much of a contest.
We'll see about that. And we'll roll a d20 and add your con.
Modifier or saving throw?
Yeah, we're just gonna do a straight con with the modifier.
21.
18. Okay, so after probably a dozen drinks between the two of you on the house, because he's drinking with you, it's not long before this Asian sailor kind of just crumples slowly off the bar stool and onto the floor.
As he falls on the floor, I'm gonna take his drink and finish it.
And you just see this look of envy in his eyes before they just cloud over.
What a power move.
Hey,
Everybody else is looking. You're right. I'll pat you on the back. And you'll wait and pay up tonight. There's half a barrel of ale. Are you kidding? You didn't do them?
oh, only half? Oh. Just, at this point, kind of very sloshed.
A horrified look comes over the Hopkins faces. Yeah. What else?
Hildy's gonna head to bed. She's told her story.
I'll see if I can see Azalea anywhere around here.
Okay, roll perception. Wow.
She sees
That's it.
you.
That's a sexy 6, because I got the 3 on the die.
It's really sexy if they're like under 10 or 12.
The lower it is,
The lower the sexy.
the lower it is, the sexier the number is.
That's a very
There's a
unattractive
lot of
point.
people in here, and no, it's not a big place. You don't see around during the evening.
Then the final thing I do before heading off to bed then was to like go outside and see if I could find like a raven or something, some kind of flying bird, and the stone that I have, give the bird a letter and have it go off.
Okay, all right. What method are you going to use to locate an animal? Are you just going to look?
I was planning to like see if they had some like stale bread, essentially stale bread
Oh,
from
yeah, for the food that you're eating,
some of the
you'd
food,
have
yeah.
bread you'd be able to take
Like-
out. It's just a matter. This is at this time anyway, pretty vibrant little town.
I was gonna go out
Oh,
out
okay.
the ways a little bit.
Gotcha.
I'm a druid. This is forest. This is my thing.
Yeah, so if that's what you're worried you're trying to look for it in the city. Yeah, going outside into the pastures, the farmland, the forest that are nearby, houses and trees here and there. It's dark. It's getting quite chilly. It's a clear night. Not overcast, no rain at this point, but cold. But you're used to that. You can easily find a night bird.
Yeah. I take the letter I written, wrap it up in a bit of like oilskin to make sure the weather doesn't get to it, and like direct it off.
Okay. So you send this message.
Send it off west.
Okay, got it. So it does so. Anything else?
No, I just after having some fun and drinking and like sharing the story and stuff, I go off to bed as well.
Okay.
I keep to myself at the bar, just keep drinking mead. I'll probably get through.
You're pestered constantly.
Very sorry.
He keeps getting shorter and shorter with him. Like, yeah, that happened. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, you look like Beavis from the Pooh Pop.
Thank you.
I think it's
So yeah, I mean you're pestered until it's not bothering any further. The Hoffman are a lot more polite than just a regular salesman.
Yeah.
But after, for as late as any of you want to stay up besides Hildy, that goes to bed early, they're there until the wee hours of the morning. Especially the fishermen who are like heroes themselves, as much as you are almost to the local folk. But finally, everything just kind of calms down. You find your rooms in whatever state that you are in, and wake up the next morning, a little late, probably around 10 o'clock in the morning. And it's uneventful for everyone but Hildy. What happened? You went to bed early, so. No. You have a dream. And it wakes you up in the middle of the night, cold sweat. It's you're not unusual for you to have dreams. You know, you have dreams often, but this one bothered you a lot.
I like those kind of dreams.
Initially, you saw towers, like fortified structures in the shape of towers rising, you know, jamming their way through earth or water, fire, or tumultuous winds from nothing into existence. And they seem distant, far away, not close by. It's very confusing. There's chaos taking place. You feel fear. There's death. There's things happening in distant places that you can't control. You are holding the vial of blood in one hand and a crown in the other that glows this radiant glow, but it doesn't look like a crown that you've been on a king. It looks more like simple loop, just almost like just a ring, that somebody of some import would wear, but it doesn't look, it's not bejeweled or anything like that. And as you're holding it, the blood itself in the vial disappears, and the blood just kind of soaks into your palm and disappears into your hand, and you're fearful when that happens. As you watch your hand begins to lose its flesh and become nothing but bone. In your other hand that you're holding the crown, you see it fall on the ground and shatter into 4 pieces. And then each one of those 4 pieces are picked up by the wind or by a blast of fire or by or crumble into a fissure that appears in the earth. And you see its likeness in the far distance with your distant eye, being able to view these in this dream state, appearing on top of each tower. And the dread you feel is just palpable as you wake up sweating and fearful, knowing that whatever that was affects not just it's a calamitous worldwide event. It's real. And that's where you go.
I don't like this.
I didn't realize what time it was already.
Oh, I'm sweaty.
I think we need to find a new party leader. It's getting us into all sorts of trouble.
I should probably go find Eva and the boys. I should put on clothes first, though.
You're gonna go out in the middle of the night? Or are you gonna go back to sleep and wait till the next morning?
No, I'm gonna go find.
Oh, okay, alright. So,
Do I happen to know which room she is? I hope not.
no.
Okay,
You probably
bang, bang,
could you
bang,
get her-
bang.
You go down in front.
Eva!
I'll knock on the door.
Eva's, you said you were drinking quite a bit, right?
Oh yeah.
So, and of course, Owl, he was fairly well inebriated.
I was drinking. I don't know what time she woke up. I don't know if I want to. Yeah, because I did take a detour in the middle of all the drinking and partying to go out into the middle of the woods, find a bird, give the bird a letter, and then go back into the drinking.
Yeah, so when you wake up, it's
I was probably
it's
last
still,
call.
I mean, considering how late that the party was going, you can hear the ruckus downstairs of just the talking and the laughing and the storytelling that continues. It's still very much vibrant activity going on downstairs in the tavern. So as you start to knock on doors, the only one. Did you stay out late?
I was gonna say I went to bed around midnight, so I might be coming up right about when she's looking for
Actually,
you.
it would have been a little bit later than that. So the only one that you're able to locate in a room is take care.
Oh. I'll go in his room.
Come in, please. What do you need?
I'm having a bad dream. I don't want to sleep alone.
All right. Well, I wasn't gonna use the bed anyway, so I suppose it's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Don't make any weird old lady sounds.
Go sleep in his bed.
I just take a pillow and push it up against the wall and just.
Weird old lady sounds.
You know what old ladies smell like, right? Depends.
You see, that's a joke because I've actually had to deal with elder care, so I get it.
I've worked in.
We might edit that. Probably not.
Probably a good. I've worked in hospice, so I knew what I was saying.
And more specifically, as a caretaker for my grandma, but yeah.
Okay, so I go to sleep into Kier's room.
Okay, you didn't seem to mind. Alright, so
That break beds, so I don't use them.
the rest of the evening passes and the morning comes, late morning, as you all begin to awaken. Elder, when you wake up, of course you hear the snoring or waking of Jakir nearby. Not surprised to see him kind of leaned up against the wall a little bit.
Does he like kick his feet when he's sleeping like a puppet?
Can I just say, you hear me talk in my sleep, and it's like I'm having a conversation with somebody else.
Alright.
Shut up. I don't really care what you think. And stuff like that.
Like almost like an argument.
Yeah. Like a one-sided argument that you're not hearing the other half of.
As the shadows cross through and the light from the window, through the curtains, partially open, the shadows cross the room. You immediately see the effect of what looks like branches. Branches from, tree branches the shadows make in the room. And then you see what appears to be green eyes, as if this is the shadow of one of the animated trees. But the green eyes are in the shadow.
The same green eyes that the cats had?
No, just solid green eyes. There's no slit or anything like that. There's no pupil, just glowing. And then there's another pair of green eyes on the wall where the shadow extends, looking like branches. And then they suddenly turn red, and you wake up. You thought you were awake, and then you woke up.
Oh, I don't like this at all. Kier! Kier!
What?
I had another bad dream.
What time is it?
It's nighttime.
What do you have against sleep, Hildegard?
You look out the window and you can't see anything. That means it's nighttime.
This is like the third time you've done to me. We've only been traveling this for like 4 days.
Oh. That means I like you.
I'm sorry, it's just unhealthy not to get this little sleep.
We could go walk around the mall first thing in the morning.
Why?
Because I'm old.
We'll wake up Kiva first thing in the morning. Make sure she takes care of you.
I thought this was her door, but when I banged, you opened.
I'm afraid you didn't know whose room was whose then. We didn't
No.
switch.
I went to bed first. I don't know where anybody is.
Alright, Hildegard
Do you
here.
have any water in here? I'm thirsty.
I've got plenty of water. I've got 3 jugs.
Oh, can I have a
I
sip?
need it to maintain hydration in my
I just need
body
to
mass.
wet my whistle.
Sometimes I need to drink about twice as much water as a normal person.
That's very interesting.
I've been reading up.
I'm going to tell people that, and they'll think I know things.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you let me sleep the rest of the night, I'll be sure to fill you in on all sorts of fun facts about
I can't
Centaurs.
promise
You're like,
that. But let me go to sleep first, because you talk in your sleep.
no. Okay.
Good morning, and finally the morning comes. Hal and Kiva meet up in the hallway as they're heading on to the common room. Just as
Hildy's door is open. She's not in her room.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
since the door opens and you see Takir walk out and Hildy walk out.
Wiping her mouth. From the water! From the water!
You thirsty woman, you. Dicker, I expected better of you.
What are you talking about? We were looking for you. You need to take her, right? And going back to bed.
He's upset. I woke him up 3 times last night.
Doing what?
Alright, Kiva's gonna take care of you. Good night.
No. Oh boy,
I'm going to bed. I'll sort this in the morning.
I don't know if this actually happened or if I just drank that much, but
This is the morning,
Yes,
dears.
good morning.
time isn't real. All right, I'm off to bed. I'll wake up for the ceremony. Are you good? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go eat breakfast now.
All right. Good morning. Open the door. Walk in. Close the door. Lock.
Wake me up for lunch.
Or give you like a fist bump before we go. Like,
He's already in the room when he saw the post-coital horse and old lady.
She would be in a wheel. That's all I'm gonna say about that, alright?
I don't know
Talking about a
what
walk of shame.
I don't know what position everyone took. You know.
Got warm in here, son.
Yeah, the lenses are gonna start fogging up if we keep this up.
Where's Mrs. Bluxyberry when you need her? So after, I mean, the next day, I mean, just filled with more of the same, just in terms of people wanting, especially the Hoffman, you know, wanting to hear your stories and badgering about the details. Of course, the tavern is fairly empty the next morning, aside from a few that literally just passed out where they were, including your Asian friend. But many of the other sailors and merchants have found their way out as they have their obligations. But during the day, it's conveyed to you, either separately or together at some point, that there will be a ceremony where the mayor will be presenting the reward. It'll be in the town square, and they're actually erecting a semblance of a stage there. It's just made out of wood, and they're working real hard on it. They got about 30 Hoffman working on it, and it's almost like a holiday celebration. The atmosphere that it is. It's a nice day, and with a bit of cold, a little misty rain in the morning, but as the approach of afternoon comes and the celebration is expected to begin, it looks like it's going to be a very nice evening. Is there anything you guys want to do during the day?
Now heal.
Yeah. I mean, I'll see if I could find Azalea just to see how she's like, just to have a conversation with her.
Okay.
Because, well, I liked the time we had, and
Yeah. Roll a couple of perceptions just
Yeah.
for you wandering around during the day.
that's a 14 for the first one, a 17 for the second one.
Okay.
I'll just roll a third one just to see if I do. That's another 14.
Right. So somewhat. It's midday. Should you have gone by her home, Mrs. Bluxyberry would then sternly tell you that she's not there. And you do find her in an unexpected place. Kind of as you're just kind of wandering out around the city. It's a city of about 500 Hoffman and humans and so forth. You find her sitting under a tree, an oak tree, just kind of staring out into the farmland.
All right. I wave to approach and say like, Azalea, been looking for ya.
You just kind of, her eyes just kind of go down, and she looks at you under her eyebrows, kind of a tentative wave.
I walk up to the oak tree and like have a seat, like give her some distance. I'm not gonna try to like crowd her out because she's obviously shy, but close enough to have her talk.
Or she's watching you closely, and you see that she's almost ready to move a little bit when you give her a little space.
I'll just kind of see how you were, and I didn't really get a chance to talk much with you at the last dinner, and well, I thought that it would be nice to get a chance to get to know each other.
My mom says that I should stay away from you.
I would like to know what you'd like. If you think you don't want to spend time with me, I'd understand.
A lot of important work to do.
I'd respect it if you asked for me to go and not spend much time with you. But if you wouldn't
I
mind.
didn't want you to spend. I'll tell you what my mom wants.
That's why I asked what you wanted.
It's it.
Well, thank you. I offer her like a bit of bread that I grabbed from the tavern, just share a snack essentially.
Okay, she takes it.
Like break bread.
She takes it. She kind of looks at it and
Like it's the same thing I have. So, seems like things are a bit tense with your mom.
Oh, she's strong-willed. Yeah, everyone respects my mom. You know, my dad's back. He came home yesterday. Did you all killed the dragon turtle? Very impressive.
That was a fun adventure.
I wish I could have gone. I watched you go. I didn't think I ever see you walk in.
Oh, it'll take more than a juvenile dragon turtle to take us all down. Although we did get
Turtles. And a dragon.
Oh, we got lucky. We didn't have to fight all of that. We got the problem and we got out before we became the problem.
You're an adventurer, right?
Aye.
I'd like to be an adventurer one day too. My dad wants me to learn his business stuff. It's important business.
That slippery, tradey man. Who's to say you?
Slippery as you think.
Well, who's to say you can't do that adventure on your way?
Maybe.
I wanted to talk to you a bit because, well, I see a bit of myself in you.
Do you?
I wasn't always, well, I wasn't always as I was, or as I am now. I couldn't always turn into a bear, I couldn't always rip a tree popped by the roots and conjure a storm and, well, all this fun stuff that I do as a druid. And I was a shy little girl who listened to her father and listened to her brothers and never said nothing to no one until the day I wouldn't do that anymore. Oh, my father, he decided that it would be best if I married a very noble lord. He managed to arrange such a fantastic deal where he would get all these trade arrangements should I only take the hand of this idle old man, and I wasn't having any of that. I was, perhaps a year older than you. Very, very young at the time, but I wasn't having any of that. What happened? I ran in the middle of the night. Eve before the wedding, I tried to talk to my dad, but he shut me down fast. And, well, it wasn't worth it to argue after that point. And I talked to one of my brothers, and he was sympathetic and, helped me sneak out at night. And
You can sneak?
I could sneak a bit, but he was the best.
I'm pretty good at sneaking.
I only spotted you once by luck when we were leaving.
My dad taught me how to sneak.
And you are amazing.
He's much better than I am. He wants me to become a good sneaker like him. One day. He knows very important people, really important people.
I believe you. He's smart, he's charming. He'll need to change her mind and back down. And she's lovely and sweet, but she's a bloodthirsty old woman.
A bit scared.
Aye, but most nice people can be scary. I bet you can be scary. If you want to be.
No, my dad can be scary. He can be very scary sometimes. But he knows things. He's going to teach me. My dad's not like your dad. He's going to teach me how to run our business, and I'm going to take it over. And I'm going to help him. He knows me a lot, and he's going to teach me a lot. He would never make me marry somebody I didn't.
I believe you. My dad was more like your mum in that he was strict and demanding and asked that I be his daughter and not be myself. So I just want to make sure that you can be yourself. If that's being your daddy's girl, or if that's and taking over his business, or if that's striking out on your own and finding your own path. Both are valid, both are great, and I believe that you can be anything.
It will be an adventure one day. Maybe while I'm young, He's not too old. Yeah, I can go adventuring for a bit. We do walk about. My mom wouldn't like that, but my dad would be okay with it.
And you say he's a man who knows people, who knows things. Well, no door opens quite as fast as the door to an adventure, looking for, be it coin or be it a quest.
I think you're right.
And
I have a quest.
well, here's the first one then. What do you want? And who do you want to be? Make that your first quest.
I don't know yet.
And that's the quest.
Maybe a walkabout.
Did you give me back the dragon tooth?
I probably would have done it that morning, yeah.
I under the tooth that was given to me, and I say, I'm not really one for trophies, and I don't know what use you might have of it, but I noticed you were sneaky. I noticed you were clever. You might find more use for this than me on your walkabout.
I think that she just like, you can see the awe. You'll make a dagger, right?
I think you can make a short sword if you're considering your size.
Oh, wouldn't mind.
I grabbed it for you, honestly.
Oh, it's great treasure. Probably worth a lot too. But I'd never sell it. I want to make a dagger. It's okay.
Absolutely. And you know, it's best to make a dagger out of a tooth. That way, if you want to learn the power of nature, you don't have all that steel getting in the way.
But I
got a shield.
Make it.
Subtle conversion.
Well, that's the path I took. I don't expect you to follow me in my path. I want to see what you can do.
Maybe. I think I talked to my dad about adventuring, like you say, maybe find myself. But I'll come back someday and I'll help run his business. I've got to learn more, I think. He's got lots to teach me.
Often teaches better than experience. And
True, he says that too.
if you want to learn how to make contacts, well, walkabout's your chance.
I'm feeling he'll send me. He'll make sure that I find my way to the right contacts.
We wish you luck, and may our paths meet again, brave hero.
I hope so. What did you say your name was again?
I'm Kiva. Kiva Clanbjorn.
Forget.
I'll never forget you, Azalea. Look forward to what you do. And then I head back to the companions, mostly shadowing. When I wasn't with Azalea, mostly shadowing Haley. Doing my actual job.
As you walk away, she just glances up at you a couple of times, just staring at the student.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you get closer to the edge of town, as you glance back again, she's gone.
I grin to myself and continue away.
You might have made a friend. So, the rest of the day, anything that anybody else wants to do during the day prior to the so-called ceremony?
Other than get some rest in for the missed rest the night before, I'm going to be writing a note to my mother. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be in Argyleshire. So I'm going to write a note and then I'm going to find somebody to deliver it up into the mountains.
You read?
Not well enough. I can read. Yeah, I can read.
Before I get up and active for the day, I'm gonna have a short conversation with myself.
This in your room or just like wandering around?
It's in my room.
Okay.
Need your help? Having some trouble reading people here. No, I understand. You don't have to be worried. I'm not a kid anymore. Alright, be careful. Stop. Oh, and then my eyes turn black for a second and I refocus. Thank you. This is difficult.
Maybe the human had one horse.
Symbiotic relationship. You crack the code.
That's why you have two sets of organs.
Yeah.
He
not half
wasn't
horse.
born the same.
He's not half horse, half human. He's just a full human and a full horse.
No, what it is like there's the human half of the body, and then there's it's like a horse costume with two people.
Like the backup characters in the rump. That's what
Where's
it
our
is.
report in our face?
That's the other guy. That's why you always talk to yourself. You're talking out your ass.
Wizard.
Oh, jeez.
Fucking
Well, about an hour before, as you're gathered in the tavern, expecting, you've been notified that you're going to be given this reward and all the honors and so forth, honored at this great event in the town square. About an hour before that, as you're gathered in the tavern, there's not too many people there. You're basically left alone to relax before this great ceremony. A man walks through the door. He's covered in blue tattoos. He's wearing a cloak, and you see the feathers and the bone, and various in the druid stone. You immediately recognize him as you don't know this individual, but it's not so surprising. There's lots of druids. But he rides in directly to your table where you're sitting, addressing you, primarily Cuba, as he walks in, but kind of talking to everyone as he speaks. Elder Mayduck, the question with Tongue Way is about something important you need to know. And that's where we're going to leave it till next week. What a night, you guys. I mean, a dragon turtle, a dragon, a mysterious man on the dragon. This is Bluxyberry, Hammerite. I mean, you guys have run the gamut. Crazy visions and dreams. Come on here. An incredible nat 20 that
saved you.
Yeah.
You're from down. Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We will see you next week. Have a great night. Bye.